Supernatural breakthrough. It is the involvement of heaven's ability in the discharge of your human responsibility. Whenever heaven's ability rests on your capability, you will discharge your responsibility with the touch of divinity. Whenever heaven incubates on your mental capabilities, you discharge intelligence with divine electric brain. Are you following what I'm saying here? You don't produce results that are normal because of the heavens involvement in the discharge of your responsibility. Now hear this. Life is full of responsibilities. Are you following what I'm saying? Some of you have responsibility to take care of your wives. You have responsibility to take care of your husband. You have responsibility to take care of your children by paying their school fees. Some of you have responsibility to take care of your mother in the village. You have responsibility to take care of your younger ones. How many of you know we also have responsibility to take care of our pastor? It's our responsibility. We have responsibility to take care of our church and take care of the bills. Life is full of responsibility. Without supernatural breakthrough, you will discharge your responsibility venting. You will discharge your responsibility responding to high blood pressure. You will discharge your responsibility crawling. Am I talking to somebody? Complaining because of the burdens of life. But when heaven tempers with your ability, you'll be doing so many things at the same time and still looking fresh. Looking younger eyes. Am I talking to somebody here? I'm talking about you are building a house in Oba. You are building another one in Lekki. At the same time, you are buying a property in Port Harcourt. At the same time, you just bought a property in Dubai. At the same time, your first child is going to Harvard University. Another child is Oxford University. At the same time, you are helping Apostle Babalola to buy a massive property in Lekki. At the same time, you are putting your pastor on television. And you are not losing sleep. That is heaven. That is heaven's ability that came on people like Bishop Oyedepo, who fly 6 aircrafts, running university like running primary school. 2 years ago, he was telling us there are 10 accounts. We don't know the amount. Chopping life with 35 fingers. Well, other pastors are crawling. The man doesn't know what. He bought some properties in US that are very fearful. Redeem is having 44,000 branches around the world. Yeah, Baba is sleeping well. Well, with him yesterday, throughout the night vigil in his office. He's not looking stressed. Chopping like 35 fingers. Just cool. That is supernatural capability. Not the one that you enter house, you tie your face because you don't want your wife to ask you for feeding money or to do her hair. Are you a terrorist? Relax. Relax. There is a source in God where you chop life with 35 fingers. You borrow the fingers of your enemy. You have 10 fingers. You borrow your enemy's fingers. Add to your fingers. Give somebody a high five. Say chop life with 35 fingers. Tell your neighbor, enjoy. It is your right.
It is your right.
Ministry is not a curse. It's a blessing. Yes. No man taketh this honor unto himself. To be in ministry is an honor.
Yes.
And to be a pastor not to pay your rent is a curse. You need to be angry. Am I talking to somebody here? I need to connect to supernatural source. That was why, man of God, take your seat. When Solomon sat on the throne of Israel, after David his father died, he said, thou knowest David my father, how that he could not build for the many walls around him. So he was aware of his history. Many people don't understand where they are coming from. That's why they have not broken through. Solomon knew what stopped his father. So when he sat on the throne, he said, no way. I can't manage life like my father. I must involve heavens. Heaven ability. I must place demand on the supernatural.
Yes, sir.
He carried 1,000 animals and went to the altar of Jehovah and spilled blood on God's altar until blood was gushing out like water in the gutter. And of course, blood is a food of spirits. Anytime you pour blood on altar, spirits are invited. When you are fighting the battle of the mortals and you take blood on the altar, the battle is no longer battle of the mortals. It becomes battle of immortals. Spirits are involved in your fight. That is why some strange arrows can be flying and your neighbor don't know where the arrow is coming from. That's why they attack you today, they die tomorrow. That is why they fight you today, they end in the hospital. I don't know if I'm talking to somebody here. Because the supernatural is involved. It's involved with you. The supernatural is taking over. It's a rhyming God. When the guy pour blood, because when you are fighting a man and you take blood to the altar, it is no longer a normal fight. And if a wicked man is fighting you, a Christian, and he takes blood to any shrine, it's no longer a normal fight. Because God and Satan have learned to respect blood. The highest commodity in the realm of the spirit is blood. So anytime you drop sacrifice on the altar, God doesn't see your money, he sees your blood. I'll leave that one for another day. When the spirit behind the altar saw blood, he began to sniff the blood and trailed the man that poured the blood and went and met him in his bedroom sleeping. Baba God tapped him. He said, Solo, you were pouring blood on my altar. What do you want? Hear what Solomon said, that the responsibility of this throne is enormous. And there are too many enemies. I don't know how to go out and to come out. Your people are great people. I don't know how to rule them. I don't know how to rule them and have my peace. But if you will give me supernatural capabilities, let me discharge my responsibility with a touch of divinity. God says, is that all? He says yes. So God tempered with his medulla oblongata and gave him capacity of heart like the sand in the seashore. Solo went on to have breakthroughs such that his yearly income was 89,919,000,000 US dollars every year times 40 years. That is trillions of dollars. Solo, nobody had that kind of money in the history of mankind. The richest man in the world after Solo is John Rockefeller, and that is 186 billion US dollars. The next person is Bill Gates, 183 billion US dollars, until somebody came and overtook him with 2 billion recently. Now hear this, that these are people that their wealth are put together over the years. But Solomon, over the years, his own was in trillions of dollars. Solomon had 1,400 ships on high sea, a kind of today aircraft. Nobody has beaten his fleet, not even Emirates. Emirates had less than 1,000 aircraft. And of course, American airline has 1,250 something aircraft. Solo had 1,400 ships on high sea. Solo had 12,000 drivers that drives his chariots, that live in his boys' quarter with their wives and children. He feed them without complaining. Am I talking to somebody here?
Yes.
To show you Solomon's capacity and capability, he went and married 300 women and 700 concubines and keep them in one house by supernatural capacity. The women never quarrel. They live together in peace. Solomon used supernatural capacity to subdue 1,000 women. You marry only one, you are sleeping in the garage. You marry only one wife, you are sleeping in the parlor. You are sleeping in the parlor because of one woman. Every day they touch you, this is my wife, she will kill me. My friend, you need deliverance. Am I talking to somebody here? You need supernatural capacity. Am I talking to somebody here? Yes. Solo by supernatural capacity control 1,000 women. Never did you hear them quarrel. Neither did you hear their sons fight. Here David's children are fighting. Solo's children are at peace. The children were coming out like agric fowl. Solomon used capacity to control them. Some of the children, he doesn't even know them. One will come say, good morning, daddy. He say, which mama born you? He said, my mother is the queen of the midnight. I say, oh, my son, what do you want? Solo was so blessed because heaven tempered with his ability. And divinity took over his ability. So he discharged his responsibility with a touch of distinction. Today I prophesy. Something heavier than you is coming on you.
Amen.
Something bigger greater than you is coming on you.
Amen.
Receive that fire. Receive that grace. 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 Somebody shout, I receive.
I receive.